Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham.
The time is ripe. The world is ready. You are going to experience literally Paramashiva. Most powerful, intangible but definitive, intense processes. This is the most powerful spiritual nuclear explosion, the strong force of Kailasa landing on planet Earth directly. One thing I can be sure, you will not exist end of the program. I can guarantee that. Only Paramashiva will be there. I welcome all of you, the whole world, to come and celebrate, enjoy not only the enlightenment ecosystem, the beauty of how it is getting revived. Be an insider for this great revival process. If you are an insider even for a startup company, you will understand not only the result of the company, even that being an insider is such a joy. Being an insider when it was happening is something extraordinary. So, I welcome all of you to come and be part of an insider of this revival of Kailasa, the enlightenment ecosystem, sovereign order of Kailasa, Kailasa nation itself. I request and welcome, invite all of you to become e-Kailasian. Get your free e-passport and make billions receive this free e-passport. What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is Kailasa. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. The time is right. The world is ready. You are going to experience literally Paramashiva. Most powerful, intangible but definitive, intense processes. This is the most powerful spiritual nuclear explosion, the strong force of Kailasa landing on planet Earth directly. One thing I can be sure, you will not exist end of the program. I can guarantee that. Only Paramashiva will be there. I welcome all of you, the whole world, to come and celebrate, enjoy not only the enlightenment ecosystem, the beauty of how it is getting revived. Be an insider for this great revival process. If you are an insider even for a startup company, you will understand not only the result of the company, even that being an insider is such a joy. Being an insider when it was happening is something extraordinary. So, I welcome all of you to come and be part of an insider of this revival of Kailasa, the enlightenment ecosystem, sovereign order of Kailasa, Kailasa nation itself. I request and welcome, invite all of you to become Kailasian. Get your free passport and make billions receive this free passport. What I mean by the word Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is Kailasa. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost.
Modern science says that all that exists, whether manifest or unmanifest, is a probability. Infinite probabilities create a quantum field of infinite potential. An observer collapses the probability wave into a particle. Your intention thus creates the reality. Called the observer effect, it is the very act of observation that precipitates any reality into existence. Hinduism is far advanced than this primitive understanding in the modern day. Hindus know this field of infinite potential as Paramashiva. Paramashiva permeates everything, manifest and unmanifest. He is intelligent, compassionate, and a myriad other auspicious qualities. Our scriptures provide detailed descriptions of how to invoke His presence on the earthly plane, the visualizations that manifest Him, the mantras, sounds that invoke Him, how He looks, His various dimensions, the actions that please Him, and how
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest.
Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvaditam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasya Dilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavaditam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam, we welcome each and every one of you sitting with us here, watching Nithyananda TV, Kailasa's official TV channel. My name is Shri Mangalananda, and I'll be here with you today as we enter into the Vakyartha Sadhas. So, what is the Vakyartha Sadhas? Before we get into that, a little bit about Swamiji. Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidhana, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, has taken the immense responsibility to revive the Sanatana Hindu Dharma. As a part of reviving the Sanatana Hindu Dharma, Swamiji has been working continuously, tirelessly for the past 26 years to establish Kailasa, the only Hindu nation. Through various teachings, programs, discourses, and classes, Swamiji has been bringing in and has been teaching everyone, not only revealing the science, but helping people live the science day to day in their everyday life. Various powerful cognitions, various ancient practices. Everything Swamiji is not only giving legitimacy to Hinduism, but allowing people to live, empowering people to live Hinduism in their day-to-day lives. One of those principles is the Vakyartha Sadhas. So the Vakyartha is basically where the Kandana and Mandana of your logic happens. Your existing logic breaks and new logic starts growing. Let's look over here to some of the slides which you have presented with us. So as we can see here, the first 25% of imbibing any truth happens when we listen to the truth from the master. It is the same way as how we imbibe food. When we imbibe food, it's inside of us, but it is still undigested and just sitting there, waiting to be digested. The second part helps in the digestion process of the truth. It is the manana, the internalization of that truth. Where sitting and going on thinking about the truth again and again. The third part of the truth happens when we have the Vakyartha Sadhas, like how explained before, when the Kandana and Mandana of the logic happens. The fourth part of imbibing the truth, the fourth 25%, happens when we live these principles in our life. Now, let us watch a small video where Swami himself explains the importance of the Vakyartha Sadhas.
Listen, listen. Manana, Vakyartha Sadhas every day will give you a complete understanding. Not only that, please listen, every time when you keep these spiritual truths in your inner space, analyze them, think about them, contemplate on them, every moment you spend on intra-analyzing these great truths, your incompletions melt down. You are living Advaita. Understand how much ever you struggle to find the solution externally, you will never find. You will never find the solution. What you expect externally, if you think, I'll finish all the work, I took it on myself or Swamiji gave it to me, and then I'll rest in peace. Never. Even after you leave the body, we have work for you. Understand, if you are expecting the external solution, no. You need to be told you are a fool. Wherever you really need to be told you are a fool, you should be told that is the real good thing for you. If you have some disease, you need to be told you have that disease. Only then you will understand the seriousness and start taking medication. Manana, intra-analyzing is really, really, really important, because the life gets aligned to living Advaita with Manana. Shankara says beautifully, Shrute Shatagunam Vidyan Mananam Mananat Abhinitidhyasanam Lakshagunam Anantam Nirvigalpam. The meaning is manana is 100 times superior to Shravana. Internalizing is 100 times superior to listening, and living is 100 times superior to internalizing. Nirvikalpa Samadhi, living Advaita, is infinitely superior. Please understand, you need to listen and internalize again and again and again. That is why I am insisting on Vakyartha Sadhas. Even if there are 2-3 sannyasis in your ashram, start the Vakyartha Sadhas. Slowly devotees will start gathering. Everywhere, in every ashram, every center, just like puja is compulsory, Vakyartha Sadhas should become compulsory. More and more learning, more and more internalizing, more and more completion. Understand, other than the spiritual solution, there is no solution. How much ever you try to find any solution for any problem, whether it is personal, professional, organizational, intrapersonal, and interpersonal. Interpersonal is direct fight. Intrapersonal is cold war. You won't fight, but you will be waiting. See, it's like directly when you fight, it becomes like equal fight. But I have seen many cunning fellows, they won't directly fight. They will wait. At some point, they will get that neutral person position. That time, they will use that position and attack. When somebody else is attacking him and he is fighting with somebody else, he is a neutral person. Now, come on, use that and attack. Violence. How much ever you hide, how much ever you keep inside, and how much ever cunningly you plan, finally it is going to stink inside you, not anybody else. Whether it is interpersonal problem, intrapersonal problem, organizational problem, professional problem, or personal problem, the only way anything can be solved is spiritual solution. Vakyartha Sadhas is the best way for a spiritual solution. Discovering spiritual solution for any problem.
Yes. Swamiji beautifully explained how whatever the problem you may be facing in your life, whether it's in your personal life, professional life, a problem which is as simple as unable to get up in the morning, or as big as changing your career or profession. For each and every field, for each and every problem, solutions can emerge only from within. Only when you internalize and look into yourself will you be able to find a permanent solution for a problem. Let us now look more about into today's Vakyartha. So, yesterday we had elaborately spoken about the Guru-disciple relationship and why that relationship is much different from all the other relationships in our life. The Guru-disciple relationship is the most beautiful relationship in the world. The relationship is so beautiful that the word relationship itself won't do any justice to the experience. It is like saying this: what is a relationship a drop of water from the ocean has with the ocean? What is the relationship a drop of water from the ocean has with the ocean? That is the same relationship a disciple has with the Guru. With Nithyananda celebrations going on, this is the perfect time and opportunity to remember and recollect our journey and special moments with our Guru, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Swamiji himself. Not only should we use this opportunity to remember and savor the sweetness of the Master, but also use this chance to re-strengthen our Guru Bhakti and integrity with the Guru. Here we have a small clip of Swamiji, in his own words, talking about the Guru-disciple relationship.
Prasant Kurana wrote, "How should people outside of the Adinam develop a strong guru-disciple connection? How should adults develop the childlike surrender?"
Understand, Prasant Kurana, actually, people outside the Adinam, it is easy for you to develop a strong disciple-guru connect because still it is only the honeymoon stage, dating stage. When you want, you can meet. When you don't want, you don't need to. Inside the Adinam, it's almost like a married. It is a commitment, understand? I tell you, I'm giving you the example. Don't try to make negative meaning out of it and make any bad, wrong meaning out of it. If you are not inside the Adinam, if you are outside Adinam, surely the Guru-disciple connect can be much more stronger and deeper. And you are asking how adults should develop the childlike surrender. No. Understand, I am not surrender-based, faith-based, belief-based sampradaya. I am integrity-based sampradaya. I do not expect your surrender. I only expect your integrity. For example, how you show you to me, be the same in life. That's all. If you show you are a grihastha, be a grihastha. If you show you are a sannyasi, be a sannyasi. How you declare you, be integrated to that. That's all. Nothing else matters. Whatever you show as you, whatever you declare as your conclusions, have that same conclusions inside you. See, if you tell outside world, oh, these all are my cognitions and conclusions and this is my life. So inside also be the same. That's it. I am not surrender-based Sangha. I am not faith-based Sangha. I am not belief-based Sangha. First of all, Hinduism is not faith-based religion. Understand? It is not the belief-based religion. The first lesson taught to you in Hindu tradition is Bhurbhuvassuvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Barho Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Where the faith comes here? This is the first line you learn in Hinduism. Isha Vasyamidagam Sarvam Yat Kincha Jagatyan Jagad Tena Tyaktena Bunji Damakradakasya Sviddanam. Where the faith comes? Where the belief comes? No. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. These are the first lines you learn in your life in Hinduism. So we are not a faith-based, belief-based, surrender-based religion. We are fundamentally integrity-based religion. Understand? Integrity-based tradition. Be you as you declare you. That's it. So Prashant Kurana, I don't expect you to surrender. I only expect you to be integrated. That's all. Nothing else.
Yes. Very beautifully, Swamiji spoke about and explained the Guru-disciple relationship, where it's not just about surrendering yourself to the Master, but being integrated to the Master. That is the real surrender. That is the real way of showing how committed and how devoted you are to your Guru. In the previous Vakyartha, we have discussed about the sweetness of the Guru-disciple relationship and why it is important for each and everyone to have the Gurus in their life. We have also shared our Para Bhakti moments and stories with Swamiji and how the feeling connection with the Master was kindled. Apart from all of this, yesterday we had discussed how the relationship with the Master is different from all the other relationships we have in our life. In today's Vakyartha Sadhas, as human beings, we all go through ups and downs, including our relationship with the Master. What are some of the ways which you have used to bring yourself back into the space of Guru Bhakti? So, this is the question for the Vakyartha Sadhas today. Before we enter into the Vakyartha Sadhas itself, let's just go around and introduce all of us and introduce each other for the sake of all our viewers. My name is Shri Nithyananda. I am Balsant of Nithyananda Gurukul. I joined the Gurukul back in 2012, and prior to joining the Nithyananda Gurukul, I was born and brought up in the United States. And after coming here in 2012, have been here ever since. So that's about me. So apart from that, we also have devotees joining us from around the globe. We have Sri Nithyananda, Sri Nithya Ashitoshananda, and Purusot, all three of them joining us from Canada. Thank all three of you for taking the time off and coming and being here with us today for the Vakyartha Sadhas. We also have Murli Ayya, who's also joining us from Chennai. Thank you so much, Ayya, for coming and joining and being part of the Vakyartha Sadhas here today. So we can go ahead and start with Sri Nithyananda. Please go ahead and introduce yourself for all our viewers.
Hello everyone, my name is Sri Nithyananda. I'm an initiated disciple of Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Grew up in Canada playing ice hockey, boys basically, and a lot of sports, and spending a lot of time in the mountains. Became an elementary school teacher and a computer engineering technologist, and been studying and working in the field of spirituality and education for the last 20 some years. And was blessed to find out about Swamiji, to find out that there are humans in times past that did ask why we have life and did want to make solution for other people and actually did it. And so that led to finding Swamiji and initiated into Brahmacharya in 2015. And we're here again today. Thank you, Nithyananda.
Thank you so much, Sri Nithyananda, for joining us for the Vakyartha Sadhas. Next, let's all give a listening to Sri Ashitoshananda. Please go ahead and introduce yourself for all of us and all our viewers.
Nithyananda, thank you, Maharaj. My name is Shri Ashitoshananda. I'm also Canadian, and I grew up playing video games and studying in mechanical engineering technology, as well as business and finance to a certain extent. And at some point, I really reached a space where I felt that life was lacking substance, and therefore it was very difficult for me to motivate myself to do things. So it was more of a killing time kind of a inner space. So I was cherishing that kind of inner space, just killing time. And one thing leading to another, I decided to go to meet Swamiji in 2014 to Inner Awakening in Varanasi. And it was a life-changing experience, no doubt about it. And since then, I joined the Adinam and the Sangha and got initiated into Krama Brahmacharya on the Guru Purnima 2014, and been with Swamiji and spent time in India for a few years, and as well at the temple here in Toronto, Canada, and presently in Montreal. So yes, so I'm very happy to be here for today's Vakyartha Sadhas. Thank you for having me, Nithyananda.
Thank you so much for joining us. Next, let's all give a listening to Murli Ayya. Ayya, please go ahead and introduce yourself for all our viewers.
Nithyananda, Maharaj, am I audible?
Yes, Ayya, you're audible. You're audible. Please go ahead.
Okay, this is Murali from Chennai. I happen to be a teacher and a trainer by profile, and I'm connected with Swamiji way back from 2013, at which point of time I should say that I was totally confused. In Swamiji's parlance, unconscious. Swami, I listened to his Satsangs where he says that we are all leading unconscious lives. What exactly that is, one can know from my past. How exactly we are unconscious, why he says that I'm able to express that better. After coming to Swamiji, I began to realize many facets of Hinduism. Many things began to get a new meaning, and it has been a very memorable experience, very sweet experience. A lot of miracles have happened. Somehow, after coming to Swamiji, I felt that I had grown a bit younger. I don't know why I felt that. Somewhere I felt I have become younger, and a whole world of new set of possibilities seemed to have got opened up for me. And I felt very powerful that some good was actually just waiting to happen. It was there around the corner, only I have to pull it in. That feeling I always had. And with that feeling, when I approached different situations in life, I thought I was able to attract many new possibilities, many nice people in my life and all that. And what exactly the miracles were, what exactly happened, let me share in answer to specific questions so that they may seem relevant. As of now, thank you for the mic time.
Thank you so much, Ayya, for joining us here today. We also have Purushot joining us from Canada. Yes, please go ahead and introduce yourself for all the viewers. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Nithyananda, my name is Prusot and I'm from Toronto, Canada. I met Swami through my mother in 2008 and she saw him on YouTube, and I met him 2 times here in Canada during the year 2009, and I've been connected with them ever since. I've been to so many of his programs, well, not in Vidity, India, but at the Toronto Temple, and I've enjoyed all of them. Thank you, Nithyananda.
Thank you so much, Purushot, for coming and joining the Vakyartha Sadhas today. So, coming back to the question for today's Vakyartha Sadhas. As human beings, we all go through ups and downs, including our relationship with the Master. What are some ways which you have used to bring yourself back to the space of Guru Bhakti? So the question, I think itself is very self-explanatory. As we all know, we are all human beings, and be it with Swamiji, be it with someone in our life, we all have our ups and downs. Some days we won't be in a good mood. Some days we feel like cursing everything and cursing the Master and cursing life, cursing everything itself. So at these times when we are low and our Guru Bhakti isn't strong, what are some ways which we have used, which we all have used to come out of that and bring ourselves back into the space of Guru Bhakti? So one of the things which I have done is when I'm not able to when I have incompletions with the Swamiji who we're all seeing and who we all call as Swamiji, who's coming every day morning for the live satsang. And then I go talk to Swamiji in the form of books. So I go and talk to book Swamiji. And then for some reason, if book Swamiji doesn't click with me, then I go to YouTube Swamiji. So actually, this is the most beautiful thing about Swamiji is where he doesn't exist just in the Nitya Satsang, just with NTV, but he exists in the form of books, YouTube videos, and in the form of other Sangha members as well. So primarily, I always try to, first thing I would always used to do is hit book Swamiji. And book Swamiji always used to give practical solutions to really, if there's a practical problem in life, then book Swamiji would give practical solutions. But many times for me, it is not just about an incompletion as such, like I'm upset with what Swamiji has done. It's more of like, how to say, it's more like missing his presence in a way. So for that, I'll go to YouTube Swamiji, and just watching YouTube Swamiji again and again and again, it really gives a lot of feeling. So usually primarily through books and through YouTube, some of the ways which I used to bring myself back into the space of Guru Bhakti. And whatever one major thing I had realized is, after coming back to the space of Guru Bhakti, when I introspect and look back and see how did this incompletion start? I'm just trying to sit and analyze from where did this incompletion start. Honestly, I'm not able to come to a logical path and logical sense of thinking which initially started the incompletion. It was through some mood swing, and then some thought had come, and in occurrence of many thoughts, it just occurred that incompletion had occurred, but there wasn't any logical reasoning for the incompletion as such. Only after I came back to the space of Guru Bhakti, after falling down, when I came back to that space, only then I understood that it was completely illogical. There was no logic behind why I had gone into incompletion. So one of the major things which I had realized in course of time is that even the mood swings which we have with the master are not generally or not at all because of the master himself. It is because of our delusion and some ignorant thought which we had unconsciously. When these things start overlapping and happening on top of each other, naturally that brings in the doubt and the feeling low, and it's more like a why devotion, why puja, why are we doing all this again now? So coming to that space, the best thing for me, especially which has helped when I'm really trying to actually look for a solution, I usually go to the Swamiji's Bhagavad Gita book, Living Enlightenment book. But more when it's like I'm just missing Swamiji as a whole, and missing, especially when we bring up some things, like someone brings up about the courtyard sessions back in 2016 and 17. So it's just more like missing his presence. So I usually go to YouTube and binge some of Swamiji's videos then. So more or less, but overall, whatever way you use to bring yourself back to the space of Guru Bhakti, for me at least, this how you fall in the first place is only because of, I think primarily is your unconsciousness, and allowing your unconsciousness and unawareness and your thoughts to wander around and giving them enough power to put you in a space against the Guru. So that is primarily what I feel is a big obstacle in your growth towards the master and your growth in spirituality, and primarily which affects your relationship with your Guru. So that's my take on this question of, as human beings, we all go through ups and downs, including our relationship with the master. What are some ways which we have used to bring yourself back into the space of Guru Bhakti? Yes. So now let's all give a listening, and maybe Suniti, Ashutosh, Ananda, you can go ahead and you can share your take on this. Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Maharaj. For me, I've always seeked powerful insights from Swamiji. So insights is always like a powerful cognition or a very powerful understanding, which brings me back to reality, activism, and desire to get involved and do something. And one of the main thing, one main click Swamiji gave me, is that initially, because of various things, and especially the conditioning and how you're raised, and how you relate to like success and failures, initially, or at certain points in time, the feeling of like, oh, I'm not integrated enough, oh, I'm not authentic enough, oh, I'm not responsible enough, oh, I'm not enriching, like using the powerful cosmic principles, powerful cognitions that Swamiji is giving us to beat yourself up kind of a space. So Swamiji said in one satsang that everything, all the powerful cognitions I share, they should never be used to beat yourself up. They should be used to raise yourself. So that's not the purpose of a powerful cognition, is not to bring yourself down, but it's to raise yourself higher. So one of the main thing which helps me to come back to that space of Guru Bhakti is one of the clicks is that when you are not integrated, or you feel you're not integrated or not authentic or not responsible or not enriching, and you start to cherish like guilt or some kind of emotions of that sort and space of that kind, one of the most powerful thing which restores the space of Guru Bhakti for me is cherishing guilt is definitely not being integrated. So if I'm actually interested in being integrated, feeling guilty is not at all going to get me there. So whatever reason I use to justify the fact that I should feel bad or I should feel low about myself or lesser about myself, that reason may be there, whatever it is, but then deciding to feel guilty or some sort of feeling lesser about myself because of that, that's even worse. So definitely not cherishing that is right away, it stops the vicious circle, the downfall, which starts to happen once incompletion starts. So that is one of the main powerful clicks, which really helps me to break that vicious cycle, spiral. Once it starts, because of whatever reason, whatever incompletion, whatever fear or greed or confusion is there. But it's just like, no, feeling like that, like beating yourself up, that's not integrity. Like sometimes you feel like, oh yes, see, you should do this, you're supposed to experience this, or you deserved it because you were not integrated. It kind of, Ashtosha was, when he grew up, he kind of felt like it's almost righteous to feel like that or to think like that. But what Ashtosha realized, what I realized by being with Swamiji, is that that's a totally wrong cognition, and there's nothing righteous about that. So that cycle has to be broken. And every time you cherish that, every time I cherish that, then surely I'm not being integrated. And naturally, because I want to restore my integrity, I stop cherishing that space. And right away, like that space of like possibility starts to open again, and the possibility for completion opens up. And then after that, the Guru Bhakti gets restored and starts to raise in integrity and love with Swamiji. So yeah, that's mainly for me. This is one of the powerful clicks which really helps to break this vicious circle of incompletion, so that the Guru Bhakti can be reestablished, and the raising the inner space, bringing the inner space back into a life positive space happens from that. So yes.
Thank you so much, Nithyananda. One thing which I had been thinking as you were sharing was, many of the times for some of the incompletion we have in our life, we use that as a reason and we blame the master for it. So I've seen this in my own life and in other people's life as well. For a problem which we are going through, and the reasons for that problem will be something completely different. It may be external factors, it may be our own inner laziness and boredom and tiredness. So the fault might not be even with the master, even if you see it as a very mundane plane, but it is because of our unconsciousness. I primarily see this only as our unconsciousness, because when we're conscious, we all love Swamiji, and that is we at least envision how our relationship with the master should be. So allowing in allowing a experience to take place where you are on a opposite camp of the master, and when you and Swamiji don't see eye to eye, I would strongly feel that that is only because of the unconsciousness we allow to take part and control of our life, which even escalates a situation up to that level. So even Swamiji himself has told on more than one occasion, incompletions which you think you have with me are nothing but incompletions which you actually have with yourself. And only because as Swamiji, as Paramashiva, living in radiating that space of I am Paramashiva, how can Paramashiva have incompletions with himself? Because that is the space Swamiji is living from. When we all come to that understanding that we are all also Paramashiva, and we all also can't hold incompletions, be it with ourselves or be it with anyone else, then naturally we'll also dissolve into that space. But until then, as we watched earlier a video clip where Swamiji mentioned that whatever the problem may be in your life, only when the internalization, when the manana happens, only then you'll be able to find a solution. Thank you so much, Sri Nithyananda, for your sharing. Next, let's all give our listening to Sri Nithyananda. Please go ahead and share what do you think, your take on this. How do we, what are some ways which we have used to bring ourselves back into the space of Guru Bhakti with the Master?
Nithyananda, thank you, Maharaj. Nithyananda, everyone. Yeah, the one thing I would share is basically just the completion process. Like basically Swamiji's giving an opportunity, like people speak about that Amazon company, that online Amazon company, and how much people access them and how many people they reach out to. So they're impacting like billions of lives or whatever. Or like there's 2 billion Facebook people, there's 4 billion people online. These are billions of people. But a lot of the social media algorithms and the consumeristic sort of at your fingertips culture tends to not actually enrich people's lives, but it tends to sort of encourage addictions and strengthen human unconscious patterns, which is basically opposite of what humans need. So Swamiji gives an opportunity to reach out to billions of people, but to actually help them. Instead of just fulfilling addictions, actually help people. So that's pretty unique actually. So Swamiji gives this opportunity to reach out to billions of people, but sometimes you feel like, whoa, how am I going to reach out to billions of people? So there tends to be a sort of false idolization of a lot of like movie stars, TV stars, CEOs and stuff, superstars, thinking like, oh, because of hard work, they got their hard work, just hard work, only hard work. But there's actually a lot of reasons behind the scenes why people get jobs besides just hard work. So it's not that one person, starring in a 90-minute video getting 10 or 20 million dollars for that. It's not that they worked 10 or 20 million times harder than you do. So there's just a lot of misconception sort of forced upon humans. So yeah, so Swamiji gives opportunity to actually help, to reach out, to impact billions of people, yes, but to help them. Instead of violence, sex, drugs, depression shown on television, movies, and media, actually you can help people. So it's a big opportunity, actually. It's a good opportunity. It's something that everyone needs. And you don't see it very much. It's quite rare, but it's needed by everyone. So Swamiji gives this beautiful opportunity, and sometimes we have doubts about it. Because, right, not everyone visualizes themselves as being a CEO, like whoever this John Walton guy of Walmart is, or of General Electric. They will be a CEO, potentially reaching out and impacting billions of people's lives. So not each one of us feels like, yes, today I will impact billions of people's lives, but you can do that. So various doubts will come into that play. So that's been one way that I've experienced the doubts. So I'm just saying, hey, why not make our life about helping humanity and all of humanity? And then we sometimes feel, oh, that's such a big job. Okay, the CEO of Amazon can do that, but I'm not big like him. But actually, helping in small ways that de-addicts people and gives people life solution is actually a much better impact than feeding addictions. So actually, in small ways, we can have much bigger impact. So the sort of doubts that mostly that I have is the ability to, yeah, okay, good. So now today I have to somehow impact the lives of 2 billion people, because that's what we can do. That's what we're doing. That's what Sri Kailasa is. So every day impacting the lives of 2 billion people. So yeah, so that's good. So we're aligning to the vision. So Swamiji is the only one on earth who can have such a big vision. Even other gurus and leaders of different, even religions and whatnot, they will not be able to have this vast vision of how to reach out to not just one sect of humanity or one sect of religion, but every single human. And how can you do that now? And on an hourly basis, what can you work towards, and what structures are needed, and how to put them into place? And on a weekly, monthly basis, all of those things for all walks of lives of actually how to live a Jati Varna system. That's one of the beautiful things of the rishis, that they were able to visualize every single being that would come to the planet, what would they need? Even from the space of reincarnation, they programmed our DNA through Gotra. So when you're reincarnated, the ecosystem that you need is there, beyond what anyone could conceive of. So Swamiji's vision for helping humanity is not something that pretty much anyone on the planet can even conceive of. So we have the opportunity to work for it. So for me, dealing with those doubts, just been the completion process. So morning and night, make it a routine. So sit in the morning and just say, okay, do I have any incompletions? What do I want to do today? Jot it down. Okay, do I have any incompletions about that? Any fears, doubts, worries that I can or cannot or don't want to do it? Or what happened yesterday? Okay, now let me come up with a powerful cognition and a plan to overcome that. And same thing in the nighttime. Before I sleep, okay, how was my day? Any incompletions, anything I missed? Let me complete and plan it for tomorrow. Plan out tomorrow. Okay, any incompletions about that? Helping 2 billion people tomorrow can bring up a lot of incompletions. So plan it out. Plan it down to a weekly, monthly basis. Just write it out. So that's the main thing I would share is spend the time with yourself, morning and evening, a few minutes, whatever it is. If it takes you hours, better to take hours and fix your life in the space of powerfulness today. People will say, I don't have hours. We're running for 85 years and at the end of life, not knowing why. So taking a few hours to know why you're doing what you're doing and make sure you're doing what you're doing is worth many lifetimes. So to spend a couple hours on it is nothing. So that's what I would share. Morning and night, take the time, ask yourself, am I in the space of completion and powerfulness? Anything in my life I'm not comfortable with, I don't like, write it down. Then write out the solution. If you're not sure, chat Mahavakya. Or as has been shared previously, check out some discourses by enlightened gurus, or books from the Enlightenment tradition. But that's what I would share mostly, morning and night. Give yourself some time, give yourself some space, not to answer to anyone else, answer to yourself. So Swamiji had said, like, Hinduism is not a faith-based religion. He doesn't expect you to surrender, just be integrated. So just be integrated to yourself, to your understanding of what Swamiji is saying. Be integrated to that just for today. And in the evening, you can readjust and realign. That's what I would share. A daily process of self-care, of self-love, completion, integrity, powerfulness from the space of enlightened beings. Just for the next 8 hours, how can I be complete? Now before I sleep, for the next 8 hours, how can I be complete? That's what I would share mostly. Just checking in with myself and completing what I'm incomplete about, to bring myself to the space of integrity with myself. And we have the blessing of being guided by someone who has vision that no one else on earth can give. So we cannot lose. If you just check yourself day and night, you can't lose. So I'm just giving new vision every day. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much, Nithyananda. Next, let's all give our listening to Purushoth. So Purushoth, please go ahead and share what are some ways which you have been able to raise yourself and bring yourself back to the space of Guru Bhakti whenever we go through the ups and downs and through the incompletions when we have with the Master, with Swamiji. Yes,
Thank
please
you.
go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Some of the ways which I brought myself back to Guru Bhakti, I tend to lose Guru Bhakti when I get scared, because I have a ton of fears throughout in my life. And some of the ways I fight the fears is through completion, which I got rid of a few fears through that. But I tend to notice that I lose the Guru Bhakti as soon as I get feared, and I know fear is an insult to Guru Bhakti. And another way I try to gain more Guru Bhakti is through daily Nitya Puja, daily Nitya Guru Puja, and I do this on a day-to-day basis. and another way is through yoga, meditation. These are some of the ways which I try to gain through Guru Bhakti. And I have to do more completion so I could stop the fears, because when I get fear, I lose the Guru Bhakti immediately. Thank you, Nithyananda.
Thank you so much, Purushottam, for your sharing. Next, let's all give a listening to Murli. Aya, please go ahead, Aya, and share what are some of ways which you have brought yourself back to the space of Guru Bhakti while going through certain incompletions. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Maharaj. This question, how do I bring myself back to Guru Bhakti? This question is very difficult to answer for me because I don't remember any instance when I was out of Guru Bhakti at any point of time. I never remember, I can't imagine myself abusing Swamiji. The only a very strong instance where I feel that I'm so-called incomplete with Swamiji is when Swamiji once said, whatever you see in the outside world is actually a projection of what you have inside within you. Now, why I'm saying this statement specifically is when I was talking about the many some of my friends getting converted and going away from Hinduism, and in the previous Vakyartha Sadhas, those people, those contacts of my friends of mine, they were actually abusing Swamiji or questioning and using addressing him in singular and not exactly abusing, but they were not as respectful or as reverent as I would like them to be. Sorry. So it was then I felt very bad. I actually, when Swamiji said it, I am not so. I told Swamiji so I immediately went to his murti and said, "You said that everything that is happening outside in the outside, everything that happens in the outside world is a projection of what is there inside you. So I am not abusing you like this. I am not for abusing you like this. I am not talking about you like this. So why is this happening to me?" So that is the strongest tantrum I remember throwing at Swamiji at all. This is not me. I am not abusing you. So why should this happen to me? Why am I listening to something against you? And it was so, I just sat there very strongly. And believe it or not, I heard his voice very distinctly. Maybe I think I would have sat in front of his murti for half an hour or so. And I heard a very strong, his voice telling me, I needed that dimension. These words I distinctly heard from him. And also I convinced myself that this is not my delusion, assumption. Like Swamiji once said during the satsang, you ask me a question and you answer for me also. So I asked myself, am I answering for him also? No. I gave the answer to myself as no, because this sentence, I needed the dimension, he did not utter in any satsang. This sentence, I needed that dimension. This sentence, he did not utter in any satsang at all. So I was pretty clear that it was he who had answered my prayer. Now, that was too strong an experience for me, and it immediately jolted me away from that meditative mode. And I came to contemplate what does that mean? I needed that dimension. Then I began to get many meanings, many clicks, and one strong click that still is sticking with me is, see, even those people who are abusing me, even those people who are actually against me, will eventually only surrender to me, only come to me. They have no solution better than what I give them, the spiritual solution, what now Swamiji calls. So this is the strongest click I had. And from then on, I told myself I will never get any incomplete or angry with anybody abusing Swamiji in any way. So this is one thing. And before this, ever before this happened, when I started connecting to Swamiji, how I actually came back to Swamiji, whenever I felt any incomplete about any incidents, I used to actually close my eyes and visualize Swamiji in my Anandagandha or my third eye. And whatever I saw at that time, actually I thought was Swamiji's reaction to what is happening at that moment. See, very often I used to feel that he's just smiling at me with a blessing hand. Sometimes I used to feel that he's kissing me on my forehead. So at which time I used to tell myself, okay, fine, he knows what's happening. So he's just making me let it pass. Sometimes I used to feel that he's beating me, he's slapping me, and so I know that he is not happy with what I'm doing. So I have to go back and think. I have to go back and look at where I had done something wrong. And I used to understand. Okay, this is where I was incomplete. This is where I was not authentic. Where I should have talked in a better way, talked to the person in a better way. I should have dealt with the situation in a more intelligent way, more with more awareness and all that. Sometimes he just smiles. He says, "Okay, that means let it pass." Sometimes he kisses me. He says, "I'm with you." Like every gesture actually gave me some words. Not that he's only that instance when he said I needed that dimension, I actually heard very strong, loud words. But otherwise, it is only gestures. Whenever I feel any incomplete, any situation, the gestures that he does. Even today, even these days, even now, just before starting my Pratyaksha Pada Puja for the day, I used to sit with some time and visualize him in my third eye or another gandha. And only when he actually gestures like this, like start, I used to actually start that saying that okay, he's ready to listen to my puja, he's ready to receive my puja that way. So how do I integrate myself to bhakti? Means if I just close my eyes and whatever gesture he shows at that time is what is the green signal or whatever it is for me to say that he's with me and all that. So I feel this is a very sweet experience I have, sweet relationship with I have. And the sealing point is what Maharaj now showed before the Sadhas started today. Uh, your integrity is what all I expect. I am not a faith-based guru. You whatever you show as yourself to the world, show that same to me, and I'm happy with you. So that's a big relief for me. It's a very big relief for me. And I told myself, okay, come on. So why should I have any sort of doubt that I'm the best disciple or uh, like I used to feel that I'm his special devotee, and I used to sometimes vaguely feel some condescension for other people, very other disciples actually. But then when he used these words, like whatever you show to the outside world, show the same thing to me. I completed my self-doubt, saying, okay, why should I not be arrogant? Why should I not be proud that I'm his special devotee? He's okay with that because he has given me experiences. He has, and I'm still connected with him. So only thing I should not associate that with doubt. Swamiji has given me blessing. Swamiji is with me. I am with him. He's talking to me. He's communicating with me. You don't accept it. You don't believe it. You don't care. You don't look at him as a guru. You just looking at a human frame. That is your level of cognition. I don't care. I am with him. He is with me. That's all. So it is at this level I'm holding him now. I am not any bother about what anybody else says. So I may not be as talking in a very endearing way, in a very soft, sweet way. Like even when they talk about Guru, they shed tears, bliss tears, and all that. They feel so melting. I am not like that. Okay, that's not my mindset. He's with. I know that he's with me. He's there. He's there for me, and I'm there for him. I'm happy with that much. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aya. So overall, throughout the Vakyartha Sadhas, one thing which there was one thing which I was thinking about during when Mulaya was sharing is Swamiji also is a disciple once upon a time, and he also was more or less on a similar path where he also had not just one master but multiple masters training him and preparing him for his avataric mission. So the beauty about Swamiji is he knows what problems you're going to encounter in our path to achieve the ultimate. He knows what are the difficulties of a disciple, and he has done so much. Swamiji has beautifully created a system where just following the spiritual routine, the morning yoga, puja, and satsang, and doing the detoxification, having the castor oil and the haritaki and the mucus-free diet. Continuously, even in this, Swamiji is continuously renovating, reinventing himself, giving new things. So whatever Swamiji finally says one Swamiji in some process, Swamiji had shared that he cannot deal with our mind. He can only deal with our consciousness, with our being. So finally, whatever solution, even our incompletions, even what we read and the satisfaction we get from reading the books and watching YouTube videos, it is only to satisfy the mind, basically. But the process Swamiji is doing is much more than just the mind. It is directly in our bioenergy level, biomemory level, directly dealing with our being level in a super conscious way. So irrelevant of whatever our mind, our state, the mind, our continuously going to oscillate from this side to the other side. There is no way where you can get the mind to completely be completely integrated. That is possible. It's not that's not possible, but it's a very long road. Swami has made the path very easy for us by giving us a systematic way, doing the spiritual routine and the continuous detoxification, which helps us not only in our spiritual growth, but in our relationship with the Master as well. So even to answer this question of how to handle sometimes when we go through incompletions with the Master, even for that Swamiji has given an answer. And that is how I see Swamiji is so much more different from any other Master, any other person outside, where even helping this disciple to reach the space of the Guru, help what and all problems the disciple will face, even helping giving solutions for those problems as well. That I haven't seen, at least as to my knowledge, it is sheer compassion and sacrifice of Swamiji to go through so much of micromanagement to give all of us finally the ultimate experience of achieving him. If you want yes, yeah, please go ahead.
Actually, one more sometimes little method that I use is, I remember the meanings of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja mantras. I go to that space of surrender, that level of surrender, what that could mean, and how that could actually, I create some analogy between that mantras and the real life situations. And that's one more way in which I think I can come back to the Guru Bhakti.
Yes.
And I recent puja mantras with knowing the meaning, with full awareness of the meaning, and I use the meaning of the mantras to kind of talk to Swamiji in my either in inner space or during the puja itself, and that is one more way in which I bring myself to Guru Bhakti. Thank you.
Yes, yeah. Actually, for some time, even the Pada Puja, when Swamiji was here, it used to happen like that, where the people conducting the puja, they would sit and read out all the meanings of each and every shloka, and then only the puja would happen. So, as previously it was said here, Swamiji, through various different ways, continuously reinventing himself, all just so that with minimum effort, with as less difficulties as possible, we can be in the ultimate space of Guru Bhakti. And for all of viewers, if you want to experience this Guru Bhakti, if you want to have your own personal hotline connection with Swamiji, we have a beautiful program coming up this year called the Paramashivam program. Let's now watch a small video about the Paramashivam program.
Updated dates. No updated dates.
The time is right. The world is ready. You are going to experience literally Paramashiva. Most powerful, intangible but definitive, intense processes. This is the most powerful spiritual nuclear explosion, that strong force of Kailasa landing on planet Earth directly. One thing I can be sure, you will not exist end of the program. I can guarantee that. Only Paramashiva will be there.
Yes, Paramashivam program is a beautiful opportunity happening on March the 11th, where he himself is going to, Swamiji himself, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, is directly going to be conducting the sessions and giving the super consciousness breakthrough of Paramashiva in all of us. Please feel free to visit the website www.paramashivoham.org for getting further details about the program and to register yourself for the Paramashivam program. With this, I'd like to thank all the panelists who have joined and come here today for the Vakyartha Sadhas. Thank you all so much for coming here, spending some time and sharing your experiences about Guru Bhakti. It is not only helping you, but it is also helping each and every one of us and the viewers overcoming and having clarity. More than overcoming, it is about having clarity about problems. Swamiji says identifying the problems is pretty much being 80% of solving them. When we identify our problems correctly, finding the solution for that becomes very easy. And many times that is a problem with Guru Bhakti is we're not even able to identify properly where the problems arise. So having the correct clarity from where the problems are arising from, that is when we'll be able to find solutions for that. So again, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us for the Vakyartha Sadhas. With this, it's time to enter into the Nitya Satsang. Please sit with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. It's time to prepare ourselves to receive Swamiji. And close your eyes and bring your awareness into your Ananda Gandha. Visualize Swamiji sitting there in your Ananda Gandha as Paramashiva with the 25 heads and 50 hands. Now, allowing the Mahavakya, start chanting the Mahavakya mantra, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. And allow the mantra to reverberate throughout your entire body. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Connecting with the divine with your eyes closed is meditation. Connecting with the divine with your eyes open is darshan. Come, let us all now move from meditation to darshan. Slowly, very slowly, please open your eyes.